shot one day in the early morning. Hey, 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 yeah. It's alright, it's okay. It's alright, it's okay. It's alright, it's okay. It's alright, it's okay.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're going to get back on schedule. Now, today, I got a special guest, as always, a good friend, a good buddy of mine, Mr. Sullivan, Josh Sullivan, of course. He's going to give you his background story and everything like that, and hope you would like to ask him some questions and all that good stuff. So, about to bring him on. Let's get it. Welcome, Sullivan. Welcome.
What's up?
I can't hear you too well. Okay, there we go. There we go. Glad for you to be part of the show. Say that. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you nice and good now.
All right.
Yeah, so I know you're taking some time out your busy schedule and everything, and want to appreciate you for bringing on. This is basically a little interview about your decisions, your military stuff, and what you're going on from here. So what you could start off as like give everybody a general idea of who you are and things like that. Just a brief info.
Who I am? I'm a hard everyday worker. I'm a dad. I'm a man who gets up in the morning and just has goals, knows that he needs to keep moving forward. I grew up in a really shitty environment.
Mm-hmm.
And had to find my way out of it instead of joining it like most of us do. So I had to overcome a lot of obstacles before I could get to where I am now. And now I'm here.
Okay. So first thing first, why did you wanted to join the army? Not in, what would make your decision to go in?
So when I was 18, I got out of high school. I mean, I dropped out. I got my GED, but one of the biggest things was like I wanted to join the Army. It's always been the Army. It was never the Marines or the Navy or the Air Force. It was always the Army.
Why is the Army per se?
It's just there's like I grew up. I'm a roughneck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like that, the Army has that roughneck background. Like you get it and go. Like you don't let nothing stop you. You just get up, you keep moving and keep going. And like I understand, like the Marines, they got their thing, but there was just something more about the Army that caught my eye.
Like what?
And I liked that. I looked at like the Army gave out a lot more opportunities. They give you the opportunities to pick your own career path and what you really want to do. They don't really kind of like sign you up and then kind of rope you in and then tell you what you're gonna do. Your job's your job. So like when I was 18, I wanted in, and I tried,
Mm-hmm.
And due to being 18 and following in the family footsteps, I was in a lot of trouble and I couldn't get in.
Okay.
Tried again when I was 21. Got in trouble again. Couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
Tried again when I was 25. Unfortunately, couldn't get in. And then I kind of gave up. I stepped back and was kind of like, you know what, whatever. Maybe it's just not cut out for me.
Okay.
And I don't know. I had a lot go on. My grandfather was ex-military. He was a vet. My family bloodline's military through and through. And I took care of my grandfather. And he always wanted me in the military. There's one of the reasons why I kind of always went in. But after taking care of him and watching him die from cancer, like, there something inside was like there's a higher calling.
Yes.
So that's what I did. I pushed through, and I was like, you know what? I pushed through the pain. I pushed through all the chaos and crap that I had going on in life, and I signed up, and I kept pushing through the paperwork and all the doctor's appointments and everything. I went through doctor's appointments, MEPS 4 times, paperwork.
Yeah.
And, it took me a year before I finally signed my contract, but I got in, right? I didn't give up. Like, I was like, this time I'm not giving up. I'm not letting them tell me, no, I can't do this.
Okay.
I did all the research before I even went in the office.
And what was that?
I went online and I went through everything on what job I wanted. I knew what job I wanted. I knew what paperwork I had to do. I knew if they told me no, that I could tell them, like, nah, I don't give a shit. You can't tell me no. This is what's going to happen, and this is how I want it to happen, and to get things done. But I had the education behind me from looking in online and finding out all the research of that. A lot of the time, sometimes they'll tell you no because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And when I walked in, my recruiter was like, fresh meat. Like, he was fresh meat. He didn't know nothing from nothing. So I basically had to tell him how to do his job.
Yeah.
And I helped him, and he learned along the way, because there was a lot of things he was like, I can't do that. And I was like, yes, you can. I've looked it up. And he did it. He fought that whole year. He fought to like find out more and more and do the research along with me, and helped me get in. And and now I'm in.
Okay. Well, let's track back a little bit. So you say you've been trying for almost a year and things like that. Now, when you found your recruiter, did you have any like resistance from him because you said he was new, or did you like explain that recruiter interaction, that first recruiter interaction with your recruiter?
So like when I walked in, I'm older, so I've lived through things, and I present myself in a different way when I walk into a recruiter's office, because when I walked in, I looked at it like, hey, I'm 31. Most of these guys are my age. I'm going to talk to them like grown men.
Yeah.
But when you're 18 and you walk in, you're going to present yourself differently no matter what.
Yeah.
But like when I walked in, he was like, oh, can I help you? I was like, in fact, you can. And he was like, oh, really? He's like, what are you looking at doing? I was like, well, I'm looking at signing papers and getting stuff done. I was like, but the question is are you ready for the fight? And he was like, excuse me? He's like, you ready for the fight? I was like, it's not going to be an easy process for you. I was like, I'm going to tell you that ahead of time before you even get into the paperwork. If you're not willing to do it, then you might as well step aside and I'll find somebody else. And he looked at me and he goes, well, let's sit down and have a talk and see what your plans are. I sat down. I told him everything that I wanted, what I was going to do, and how it was going to get done. And he kind of looked at me and was like, I don't know if I can do that for you. And
what was that? What was you trying to do at that time when you went to the recruiter?
So when I went to the recruiter, I was trying to sign papers and get waivers processed and sent out immediately, so that way I could get them over and done with.
Yeah.
I had 2 felony assault and battery on my record.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on my arrest record, so I wasn't convicted of them. And
Mm-hmm.
he thought that you couldn't do that. Like, he was like, no, I can't get you in. Like, you're a felon. And I was like, no, I'm not a felon. I was just arrested on felonies.
Yeah.
He's like, what were they for? I was like, protecting my family. I had to step up and protect my family in a bad situation. Unfortunately, I got in trouble for it. I gave him all the paperwork and documentation. I had everything from the courts and the police department in my hands to show that, like, everything got dismissed.
Yeah.
It's only on my arrest record. And he looked at it and he was like, oh, I don't know what I can do. And I was like, well, then get me somebody that does know. And
Yeah.
he ended up getting the head sergeant in the office to come out, and he was like, oh, we can work with this. He was like,
Yeah.
okay. He's like, all right, we'll work with it. We'll try what we can. And I said, you know.
So for somebody that has a record, is it harder for them to get in the branches?
It's more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard, and it is it's a process. I mean, it's not
Okay.
just gonna. You have to be very goal driven
Mm-hmm.
if you got any form of a record and want to get into the military.
Yeah.
I mean, you really got to understand that, like, it's not going to happen quickly. There was plenty of times where I wanted to give up, but I didn't. It's going to take like a year, if not longer, to get the paperwork, to have the oh geez, what I had the battalion commander call me.
Damn.
Yeah, because they had to question me, so I had to do that. I had to do security clearance. I had to do all this other stuff, and they had to go through. I mean, I went through thousands upon thousands of questions, and finally, after all that, you know, the battalion commander called me back. He was like, "Listen, I don't want to hear any horse shit." He's like, "I don't want to hear any BS." Like, he's like, to be honest, he goes, "Just what the hell do you want from the military? What do you expect?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, "Listen, I just want to get in. I said,
Yeah.
I want my foot in the door. I want to move forward. I want to serve my country. I also want to gain a career out of this because I'm getting too old to play games. And and I want to know that my kids are taken care of at the end of the day."
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right, I'll sign the papers." He goes, "But if I sign the papers," he's like, "I don't want to hear you dropping out 2 years down the road because you can't take it." And I was like, "I ain't." I was like, "It's not happening." And so everybody signed on the papers, and then I just sat and waited. You know, I waited for basic. That was it.
Okay.
I was like,
now, explain, like, you said you went to MEPS about over 4 times. Explain that hard, long MEPS process that we all love to hate.
oh God. Yeah, no, I definitely hated it. It was for me, the first time I went up to MEPS, it was kind of quick and easy.
Yeah.
There wasn't many people. It was like, geez, what was it? When I first went to MEPS, it was winter time, so there wasn't really many people signing up. There was only maybe about 20 of us in there.
Mm-hmm.
Went up, stayed at the hotel, played video games all night, and then the next morning went to MEPS. Took our piss test, ran through a bunch of stuff, bunch of blood work, bunch of crap like that.
Mm-hmm.
They realized they couldn't process me on a couple other things. They sent me back.
Like, why they couldn't process you?
They couldn't process me because the proper paperwork and certifications didn't go through.
Okay.
So I got sent back. Then I went back up again, and the next time I went back up, I ended up. Oh shit! I ended up going through everything, getting everything done.
Mm-hmm.
I went back, and they disqualified me.
What? For what?
Yeah. they disqualified me for one of the answers that I answered wrong, because some I don't even remember which one it was, but some of the questions they ask you are like trick freaking questions, and if you answer them wrong, they're automatically going to disqualify you, and you're going to have to go up there and go through it again.
Wow.
So that happened. I went back up again. I went through everything. They said everything was good, but my blood work didn't come back positive or negative. So basically, the next time I only had to go up for blood work. And the fourth time when I went up for blood work, I did the blood work. I sat there for 4 hours, and then I swore in. It was a pretty simple process.
So explain to me the job you wanted and how many years you served and that you are serving and the length of your contract. And, you're basically when you signed your paperwork type stuff, when you went to the liaison.
So when I went to the liaison, he realized that he didn't like me right from the get-go. I told him I felt the same. We sat down to do paperwork, and I stole his pen. I didn't steal his pen. I borrowed his pen, but I didn't ask for permission to borrow his pen. And then he got mad at me because I had my ear gauged. If you have your ear gauged, I promise you want to get it closed up or super glue that shit shut.
Wow.
Because I was doing my paperwork, and he grabbed my ear, and I smacked his hand, and he got mad that I smacked his hand, and I was like, you can't touch me unless I give you permission. And that kind of started our relationship. But I got the paperwork done. I wanted to do an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver. We were looking through the jobs, and he was like, diesel mechanics open. I was like, diesel mechanic? He's like, yeah, wheeled mechanic, 91 Bravo. I was like, easy. I could do mechanics with my eyes closed. And he was like, well, which one do you want to do? You want to do the 88 Mike, or you want to do the mechanic?
I should have did 88 Mike.
So I was like, 88 Mike. I was like, when I was looking into that, I was like, I figured I qualified for it because of like, my ASVAB test wasn't the greatest. I mean, I didn't have to get a waiver to get in, but I definitely was like 5 points short of what I needed to do all the other extra stuff
that you wanted. Okay.
Yeah. So 88 Mike was like my fallback. So I was like, all right. I was like, I'll do that. And then one of the other guys in the office was like, oh, you want to be a moving target? And I was like, what? What do you mean? And he was just catching wreck, he was sitting there cracking jokes, and I was like, what the hell? And he made that joke, and it made me kind of uncomfortable, honestly, really. I thought about it. And kind of went in depth about it and how that job is. And I was like, oh, well, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll take the mechanic job. I wanted helicopter mechanic originally, but I settled for this. And I don't mind that one bit because I love this job. Like,
So how many years did you sign?
I signed for 8 years. I'm reserves. So if you're signing a reserve contract, so the three separate ones are different. Like active is like 4 years. Reserves is 8 years because 2 years equals 1 year active. So my 8 years will add up to 4 years by the time I'm done.
Okay.
Technically. But, there's I signed up for the 8 years. Gonna do the whole 8 years, if not more. And
do you want to, like, when your contract expires, do you want to do more, or are you just trying to do your 8, get your benefits, and for your kids and get out? Or do you see yourself as a career?
I'm 32 now, and I'm definitely looking in and putting in some time.
Okay.
That's understandable. It's too easy. At the end of the day, everything you do is way too easy. Like, yeah. And
were you awarded a bonus at the time, or were they offering any?
No, they told me I was too dumb for a bonus.
Damn.
I'm joking. They didn't say that. No, what it was, my so yeah, my ASVAB score was too low for a bonus.
Okay.
And the fact that I got a GED. You got a
Oh,
high school
okay.
diploma, they'll give you anything they want, anything you
Oh
want.
yeah, I think if you had a GD, you got to get like over 50 or something like that.
Nah, you can get a 32 to get into the reserves, but you need over a 50 in order to get like small bonuses. I got offered a fueler position with like a $2,000 bonus, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't. It's not.
Yeah. So okay, now that your MEP days are done, literally, um, so tell me, did you have to do any DEP program? Do you have to check in with any recruiters or anything like that, or do any workouts? What you have to do from the length of time that from your contract signing?
After after I signed my contract, I only went to the recruiter's office every Thursday to do some like PT, just to kind of keep my future soldier training, to keep myself in shape.
Mm-hmm.
That was really it. I didn't do anything else but go to the gym, do martial arts class, and like go to work every day. Like,
Okay. So really relaxed. Okay. And how long before you signed your contract to the day you left for basic training?
I signed my contract in June, and I didn't leave for basic training until October.
Oh, okay. So about like 3 or 4 months. So you was on the waiting list for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Now, what did you prepare for your? What did you prepare yourself for basic training to leave that month?
To leave?
Yeah,
Uh,
mentally, physically.
I didn't prepare myself at all. I just kind of kept working, and doing what I was doing on my daily routine. I didn't really pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was excited as hell. I have like for me, I was happy. I was leaving my family behind. So I
Why
was
you
like,
needed a break?
I got a vacation coming up. I was looking at it like this is gonna be wonderful. Um, and then I got that call like, hey, I'm gonna be at your house in 2 hours. My bags are packed. I was downstairs waiting. I was like, let's get it. Like there
Yeah.
was no. I was like, let's do this. I'm ready.
So, did you drive, fly, or took the bus to basic training?
I flew. I flew to basic
Okay.
training.
Where you flew out of?
Yeah. Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay. Okay. So that's cool. So that month that you went for basic training, what did you expect from it when you got to the reception place?
Oh, I expected it to suck 100%.
Mm.
There was no doubt about it. I was sitting there like looking forward to it and regretting it all
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. Um, and then I got there and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
What was that?
It sucked. Getting yelled
But
at, get off the bus, do this, do that.
oh yeah, the basic videos we see on YouTube all the time. Yeah, I
Oh
understand.
yeah, yeah. It's just like this is how you're gonna do a push up right from the get go. Like at midnight, getting off the bus, it's pitch black. They're like, this is how you're gonna do a push up. I haven't slept in hours. I was like, all right, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah.
It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
Okay. Okay.
And then when time
So
went on and we got in,
yeah. So back to the title of the show. The show is called "So You Want to Be the Lead of the Platoon," right? So if everybody don't know, you was the leader of the reception platoon, which you and I was part of. And I wanted to ask you this: what made you want to become the leader of the squad or the platoon at the time? What was your thought process?
I can't stand taking orders from stupid people.
Yeah,
that
basic. Yeah.
that is my biggest thing. I grew up in an environment where like somebody making a bad decision can get you killed. And
Yeah.
that's the same way for the military. If somebody
Yeah.
makes a bad call, it's going to get you killed. I worked on 3-story mansions,
Mm-hmm.
building houses growing up. And like, I've been put into situations where I ended up in the hospital because somebody made a bad call and a bad judgment, and I ended up hurt. So like when I stepped up I was looking around and I'm like, ah, shit, man. I'm like, you know, he had a couple kids step up. They were like, oh, I'm gonna be macho. I'm gonna like take charge, and I was just like, nah, step over, step out of the way. Everybody's always told me I kind of got that take charge attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it, I don't realize it, but I guess from what everybody said at reception, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, you and I was at reception, and I was like, all right, you on fire guard. I was like, what? Where did this come from? Yeah, I remember that. It was like we didn't even vote who was going to be. You know, we just said just said, all right, you about to be a fire guard. I'm about to do my count. You know, the funny thing about count was, man, everybody couldn't couldn't even count. That shit was funny though. We did the personnel count.
So I wanted to make sure that everybody didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing. Is like, yo, I'm not gonna. Like, you want to come in, you want to sleep, you want to be like nappy, sleepy time. Like, yeah, good for you, bro. Like, but like at the end of the day, like, hey, we're all pitching in here. We're a team, and like, you're not gonna get more sleep than I am. I mean, unless you're paying for it. But
yeah, yeah, literally.
It's it was just trying to get an order and a structure down and make a list, so that way everybody could do their part.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what it was. I wanted to make sure that we were structured. We knew what was going on. We knew where everybody was. So that way, when the drill sergeant came out or said, hey, what is this? What is this?
You already had it squared away.
Yeah, it was easy. Instead of them being 10 steps ahead of me, I wanted to be 10 steps ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. Did you get any resistance or pushback from leading the platoon?
Every day. There was always somebody talking shit. Yeah, somebody always had something to say. And I don't give a damn. Like, you can say whatever you want. I'm gonna put you in your place and tell you to shut the hell up. And and I'm gonna tell you to get your shit together, because at the end of the day, it ain't about you.
Yeah,
it's about your team. And
it's a team effort. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that, but everybody that pushed back by the end of reception, you know, they were on my side. They were like, yo, thank you. Like, you helped get my mind where it needed to be before we ship out and we go over to like basic, you know? And,
yeah. So people don't know that reception is not basic training. Reception is just holding to get your paperwork in order and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's just like a daycare. You're allowed to have your phones and you're allowed to still text people and shit for a little while.
Yeah.
And then they take it, but it's yeah, it sucks.
So was you happy that you and I was in the same platoon at the time, or you didn't really care? You just wanted to do your time and get in and get out.
Hey, it's like prison. Do your time, get in and get out. It ain't about making friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's you got metal bunks, you got metal doors.
Same concept, different. The only thing is you get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, all right, get it done. You know, I really wasn't worried about too many people. I started making friends, you know, and people that I liked being around.
Yeah.
And it made it easier, but at the same time, it made it harder, because then you find those people and you try to look out for them and you try to give them that little extra motivation, and then it puts a lot more strain on you, because then you're not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about other people.
True.
So it's I was happy that I met the people that I met, and made the friendships that I made. You know.
Yeah, true that. So what you think about the bus ride when it's time for us to get to basic training? The bus ride until, you know, there's a little shark attack. What you think about that little transition period?
That was funny as shit.
Why so?
Oh God, seeing the freaking terror on people's faces, like, man, I remember I was sitting next to, oh God damn, I can't remember his name. Sitting next to this kid. he was a good kid. He was little. He was like I called him sweetheart because he had that like genuinely nice personality and very respectful and and man, he was pale as a ghost. We got on that bus, I sat down next to him. That boy was like, I was like, you good?
He
He's like,
was
yeah,
shitting.
I'm fine. He's like, I'm just gonna do what they tell me and put my face in the bag. I was like, I'm not. I'm looking out the window. I want to know where we're going. And man, we were on the bus ride, and I'm looking around at everybody, and the drill sergeant's not even paying attention. I was sitting there looking at the bus, and half that bus looked like they were gonna shit their pants. And man, we got there, and I was like, yo, let's get it. And I got up, ran out that bus. And then boys were like running around disoriented, and we got over there and started jogging with our bags above our head and shit. And that kid I was sitting next to passed out, face cold, hit the floor. Fucking.
Oh, you was near him.
Yeah.
Who was that passed out?
Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh, but man, I was like, damn, I told that boy you needed to like chill out, breathe a little bit. I was like, oh man. But it was I didn't mind it one bit, man. I was laughing. I was having fun. I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. I was like, hey, screw it. This is what it is.
So what was your day 0 to day almost 4 basic training? What it was like for you? Like the first day 0 up to day 4.
Day 4? Shit, my first 4 days... say my first 5 days. We'll just round it off to a week.
Okay.
Because that's how it was. So my first 5 days, I was pumped, bro. I was like, yo, this is what I signed up for. Like getting a workout.
He was happy to be there.
Yo, I was like, yo, shit, we getting smoked. Like we were hanging out in the barracks at night, catching wreck, talking shit. Like I was pumped, man. And I'm like, I mean, I was just happy to be moving forward in my process.
Yeah.
So like the first week, yo, it sucked.
Yeah.
But I was pumped. I was like,
yeah,
let's get it. And I was happy. I mean, I got up every morning. I was ready to go where I needed to be on time. It was like, hey, we're getting smoked. Yes. And then
who in your platoon was the one that was constantly the cause of y'all getting smoked?
I mean, which platoon? I was in 2 of them. I got kicked out.
The first one you was in.
Oh, 4th platoon. There was a lot of them. God damn, there was like 5 kids in that platoon that always had you getting smoked because they were late. They didn't want to come out on time. They were talking shit in formation while the drill sergeant was addressing us. Then again, we had one of the worst drill sergeants in the world because
who?
I mean, if you,
I know you can't say the names. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. You tell me behind the scenes.
But yeah. But he was like, he was rough. He was rugged. I swear to God, he took too much testosterone pills.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But he dropped us every time we walked out the door. He didn't give a shit. He was a straight infantry drill sergeant. Didn't give a shit how you felt, what you had to say. Didn't want to hear it. You walked out that door and he thought you were wrong. He dropped you. And there was no getting out of it. And if he was wrong, he would just walk away. He wouldn't even admit he was wrong. He'd just be like, and walk away. But, oh man, that sucked.
I think the 3rd platoon got smoked the worst, man. Because they got smoked constantly.
So I was in 4th platoon for half of my time at basic.
Yeah.
And then I got kicked out.
Yeah. How did that happen? How did that process happen? If you want to talk about it.
Oh, I don't care. Basically, I talked to everybody. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. A lot of people didn't like me, but a lot of people did like me. But because I talked to everybody, it made it an issue. I got into a fight with I get into a verbal altercation with a drill sergeant. So after that, he didn't like me, and he always tried to find some reason to freaking yell at me and try to make it seem like I was doing bad shit. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, me and a female friend of mine, we talked every day. They're very big about you not talking to females if you're a male. Stay the hell away from them. Like we'd talk every day. We didn't care. Like we were friends. We were teammates at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And he thought it was more than that. He tried saying I was fraternizing, and I was like, whatever, dude. Like, get bent. And needless to say, I got sent to another platoon. I got sent to 3rd platoon, beast mode, which I'll fucking
first
beast mode till the day I die, bro. That was my shit.
I told you.
That's
and you know the crazy thing about it, we didn't even smoke as much as everybody else did.
Well, yo, that's where I met like my family, and that's what I consider my family. Like that's where I met my true friends. You know what I mean? Like those are my boys. Everybody in beast mode, like we had our ups and downs, talk shit to each other, but you know what? Like it is what it is at the end of the day, because we all got back into the barracks and worked together to try to figure things out.
And you know the crazy thing about it, the day you came there, I was like, "What you doing here?" And he was like, "Man, they transferred me over because I remember they voted you out." And I was like, "Damn, I was like, man, I wouldn't suspect you out of all people to be voted out of your platoon." And I was like, "Hey, I just welcomed you with open arms, like, come on down, you know."
Yeah, everybody knew me, so
because everybody knew you because we was all in the same reception. Basically, everybody there was in the same reception.
Yeah, and then once that happened, it was just that everything was great, man. It gets miserable halfway through. When you're in basic, the first month's a breeze, but then it gets miserable and tedious. You know, people getting you in trouble, and you start getting mad because people are getting you in trouble, and that's where the misery and depression starts really coming into play, because like deep down inside you love it. You enjoy waking up and doing this shit every day. But like having to get in trouble for somebody else's stupidity.
Shit. And it was constant too.
Yeah, and that's where it makes you really want to be like, oh, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. What the fuck? Like, but you know what? At the end of it all, we stood together as a team. We were happy to be next to each other. We got our patches. We put on our berets, and we were done. Like that was it.
So, question to you is, did you have any beef or problems with anybody in basic training? And if so, how'd you resolve it?
I always had beef with somebody. You can't be somebody like me who's willing to put somebody in their place and tell them how it is with no filter and not have problems with somebody.
Yeah. Males or females? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to say the name, but you had problems with males and females?
I had problems with males. The females, I just tell them to shut up. I don't promote like disrespecting women, but I mean, if they're being weird, telling them to shut up is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But no, I had problems with dudes too. I mean, you know, youngsters that don't know no better. You know, they run their mouths. They don't know. This is the thing, is a lot of people don't know where you're from. They don't know who you are. So it's a lot of testing patience. Basically testing people and trying to see how people are and seeing what you can get away with. My thing was, I didn't want to fight. It's not what I was looking for, but I had no problem telling somebody like, hey, you know, if you don't shut your mouth, I'm just going to wait till you take a shower and then slap the hell out of you.
Sound like prison for real, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but most of the time it was easy. You know, you both talk crap to each other, and then you go your separate ways. You go to bed, you wake up the next day, and guess what? You're down on your knees together. You're crawling through the mud together. You're running through the rains together, and it is what it is. So it's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
So how
yeah,
was your red phase, your blue, the white? What was your best phase? Red, white, or blue?
my red face,
I said, what was out of all three phases? What was your best phase?
blue face. Oh,
Yeah, because you get to
once
go
they
home.
well, nah, man. Well, I guess it was like the end of the white phase into blue phase. Once they strapped an M4 in my hand, bro, it was on.
Mm.
Like I was like, yo, once we started shooting, I was happy. I was like, yo, I get to shoot things and blow shit up, man. I am in heaven right now. Um, that's really where it was at for me. Um, I was excited.
Mm. So now that you shot and things like that, you blew up grenades. Did you have difficulty with PT or doing the PT test? And what PT test version you like, the old or the new?
Um, I like the new PT test. The APFT, that was all right. Um, See, my thing is like push-ups and sit-ups. That's great,
Mm-hmm.
but it only targets two two crucial parts of your body. It's
Mm-hmm.
not really targeting everything else that you need for a proper strengthening build, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to word it because I ain't a physical trainer, but the ACFT is amazing. Um,
Mm.
I love it. I promote it all the time. I've been promoting it at my unit constantly. We just actually got all of our equipment in, so I'm like pumped.
Mm.
Um, but the ACFT, I mean, it's legs, your back, your arms. Oh man, like it tears you up. Like,
Yeah, it does. You will be sore in the morning because I was
oh
never
no,
sore with the APT,
I was
APFT.
saying, I was saying, I was like, man, they need to do that for PT every day. Like,
Fuck no. Mhm.
people don't want to hear it, but yo,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
would be ripped. You would be ripped. You'd be shredded. And within a month of doing that every single day, you would just be a beast. Like, I mean, on top of the doing like
Mm.
squats and push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I mean, you'd be an animal. Your legs would be built. You'd be built for speed, quick maneuvers. Your stomach, your body, like the ab workouts, like that would be great. And I think it is a phenomenal way to test people to make sure that they are properly combat ready.
Mm.
Because just to do sit-ups, push-ups, and then go on a 2 mile run,
Mhm.
eh, it's like this big. But to do all that stuff on the ACFT,
Mhm.
that's big because that's a
Yeah.
lot more. There's a lot more in a short amount of time, and if you can push through that and have the endurance to get through that, then yeah,
Mhm.
you got the endurance to pull through some shit when shit hits the fan. I mean, that's how I
Yeah.
look at it.
Okay. Okay. So when you took the both the PT test, did you want to go all out, or you just doing it just to get by?
I was a bum. I did it just to get by. Uh,
Okay.
Now, so on the first one, um, on the APFT, I did it just to get by. I got
Mhm.
bare minimum because if I think for myself, I will tell you that doing that many push-ups and that many sit-ups in 2 minutes is, I don't know, like it's great for like a PT session, but for a PT test, like no,
No. Mhm.
because the acids like acids and stuff in your muscles start building up, and for some people it happens a lot faster, and you tire
Yeah.
out a lot faster, and you're not able to do it. But the ACFT, I first time I did that, I had a sprained ankle, um,
Mm.
and I went all out. I wanted to see what I got with a sprained
Okay.
ankle, and I did good. And every time after that, I went all out. And then my last one before graduation, I was a bum. I did bare minimum because
You did what you had to do.
well, my senior drill sergeant like smoked us for the whole week before the test. So
Oh yeah.
I was tired. I was like, dude, I'm not doing it. It's not happening. I'm gonna just get through it, call it a day. And that's exactly what I did. It's
So,
easy.
what you think about the little activities we did, like the anvil, the hammer, and the forge? What did you like about those type tales? And
I didn't
like
like
the
shit
activity,
about
like
them. They were
the
miserable.
card, huh?
I didn't like shit about them. They were miserable.
Why so?
Oh, just because you were out in the rain and shit. You know what I mean? Like, um, it was miserable because you could tell that they definitely did the planning at last minute. They didn't have nothing set up. There's just kind of like last minute planning, throw you out there. But at the end of all of it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everyone. I enjoyed being out there. I enjoyed digging holes, digging trenches to get in, running through the woods, low crawling, all of it. Like
you like that long crawl from death that we did at the end?
Yeah, that sucked.
Everybody I interview keeps saying that they don't never want to do another low crawl in their life. And
I honestly miss it.
So now that you graduated and everything, what was your overall AIT experience? And how long was your AIT?
My AIT, 3 months.
Okay.
3 months, something like that.
Did you have any problems at AIT? What did you like? What you do?
Oh, so
what
I
did
was
you
at
do?
I was at AIT for 4 months. Damn, I didn't even 4 months. That's because I took an extra course. AIT wasn't bad. It's a cakewalk, easy as hell. Just do what you're told. A lot of the same shit. Do what you're told. Follow the rules. Be out on time. Yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. As long as you do what you're told, the drill sergeant will let you get away with just about anything. Let you chill in your room, let you play music, let you have your phone, let you have your laptop. Most of the time, they'll take your phone from you. Depends on where you are. But like, it's chill.
Okay. So what was this extra course you took?
Oh, Hotel 8.
And what is that about?
So Hotel 8 is a wrecker. So basically, I run a wrecker. I do. I retrieve like blown up vehicles or broke down vehicles. I have an M984 wrecker assigned to me. So it's basically just retrieving vehicles, going out and getting blown up vehicles. You go out on combat situations if you have to. You follow patrols. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely hard work. That's for sure.
Okay. What was that course? Did it make you feel like you was part of a permanent party, or you was still back in trade off? Is it under trade off?
So yeah, it's supposed to make you feel like a permanent party. It really doesn't. You're allowed to like drink beer on the weekends and shit. You're basically allowed to do whatever you want to do. But you still have rules and restrictions.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to like be in certain places at certain times. You can't do this, this, and this. So when you're in Hotel 8 and you go to the other barracks, like you can come in at 1:00 in the morning. Like they don't care. as long as you're up to do your duty in the morning.
Okay. Why did you do your duty? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it was pretty laid back. But yeah, for a lot of the stuff, like at the schoolhouse, they treat you like you're still in AIT.
They do?
Yeah. At the schoolhouse, they still treat you like you're in AIT. They don't let you do shit, and it's a hassle. But
did you pick
huh?
that extra? Did you pick AI? I mean, did you pick that extra duty, or they picked it for you?
He asked me if I wanted to do it, and I told him yeah. So
Okay.
They'll pick it for you. They'll submit it for you, especially if you're active duty. As far as reserves, I mean, it's tough to get into it, but I got
Yeah,
it.
because I tried to do it too. I wanted to do Hotel 8, but they said they don't offer it to National Guard. You gotta go back to the unit. I was
Yeah,
like, if you reserve, if you reserve or active, it's easy.
Reserves, yeah, kind of, but
All right, so now that you're done with AIT and all that good stuff, do you see yourself transition to the officer side of things, or do you want to stay enlisted for a while?
I'm gonna stay enlisted. Probably. I mean, geez, in like 6 months, I'm gonna be a sergeant. So, yeah, I'm gonna stay enlisted for a while. I might switch over and go warrant officer.
Okay.
But
So you want to specialize in mechanics?
well, yeah, it's not just that. There's so much to a warrant officer than just specializing in your career. It opens up the door to a lot of other things because you could be a flight warrant if you want, and you're a 91 Bravo. So it's like, I thought about it. I might do it. I might not. I don't know.
So explain what is a warrant officer and the process of that, and do you recommend going to warrant officer?
So warrant officer is basically, like you said, you specialize in the field or the career path that you were in. You're looked at as an officer. You're not an enlisted soldier anymore. And you basically go around and check up on shops and stuff along that lines on what they're doing, how they're doing, how they're representing themselves, how they're doing their shop work. Or you can go flight warrant, and
you'll have to fly.
And then you would fly. So it would be like what the hell? It would be like, yeah, you go to flying school and all that, so it's tough. You go to flying school, you'd go through that whole process, and then you basically fly helicopters.
I don't think warrant. I mean, I know. I think I'm in between warrant officer and officer, but I think the warrant officer might be my better route because you don't really need a degree, and I don't want to go back to school, but I do, but I don't.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about that a little bit, and I think I might give it a try. But also, how do you see yourself now as permanent party? What did you expect now, since you did all that training?
I mean, I don't expect much of anything. I just kind of wake up and do my thing. You know what I mean? It's I've been on orders since I got home. This is my week off, and then I got another set of orders coming up.
And what is that?
I got 45-day orders coming up. I was supposed to go to another state and do some mechanic work. But unfortunately, with the whole COVID stuff, they got us on like a 50-mile radius. So I'm just going to end up doing it at my unit. Make that extra money, you know what I mean? And kind of see how it goes. And it's easy. I mean, it's easy. You wake up, it's like going to a regular job.
Okay. Now that we are winding down and stuff like that with this interview, appreciate you for having you on. Is there any questions you want to ask me or how my experience and stuff like that?
No, I pretty much already know everything about you.
What you know?
Everything. Jeez,
Yeah.
God, I can't remember all of it, but I mean that's a
Yeah.
lot.
You probably know more than I know.
Pay attention to people around you. Pay attention to your surroundings and things, and you pick up things along the way.
True. All right. Have any closing thoughts for this part of the interview?
Just stay pushing. At the end of the day, it's beast mode.
The beast mode. Yes. Well, thank you for having the time coming out here. I know you said you got to go to bed. You got to get up early. Do that. Get some good rest. You look tired as it is now. So,
I am.
yeah. So I'm about to drop you off. I'll talk to you later, or I'll talk to you tomorrow, whatever when you feel
Sounds
comfortable.
good.
All right.
All right,
Nice
bro.
talking to you, Sullivan. Have a good one.
Hey, you too, bro. Bye.
Now, that was Sullivan, one of a good friend of mine from basic training. Woo! That was really good. Learned a lot about him. He's going to become a warrant officer. That's hell of a good. I was thinking about becoming a warrant officer myself, but I wasn't too sure about it. And yeah, that's basically his story. I hope you like this. I hope you like this story and stuff. So let's get up out of here. Let's get up out of here with a song. Yeah. Let's do that, guys. Let's do that.
Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's okay. He tries to lead the way. He got shot one day. In the early morning. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's okay. Alright, it's okay. Hey, hey, yeah. Remember JFK. He tried to lead the way. He got shot one day. In the early morning. One day, everybody wants to be, everybody wants to be in trouble, property. Everybody wants to be, everybody wants to be in trouble, company. Everybody wants to be. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's okay. Alright, it's okay. If you wanna shout, keep my heels up and down. Throw my hands up and down. Throw my hands like it's down. Come on now.